All right, guys. So, like I said, we are going to get some butts ready here. Show you from start to finish on how I do it. So, cotton's flying around here. So we are going to go ahead, get this opened up, take it out of the bag. All right. So what I like to do, now this is just for the masses, nothing, this is not competition or anything like that. We will do another video here on competition. But for now, this is for the masses. So what I'm going to do is start taking off all this fat right here, because if you get anybody with a mouthful of fat, that's not a good review for you guys. So any of this big chunks of fat, we are going to get off of there. Now, what I like to do, so the people in the barbecue world, you know that this is the money muscle. We're going to leave that on though, since this is for the masses. On the opposite side from that money muscle, because you will know the money muscle with that tiger stripe right there. On the other side is the bone. So what I like to do is there's a separation right here, right above the bone, right on top. I like to get my hand in there and just start peeling that open. You'll notice there's probably a vein right here also. So we're going to cut all of that fat. This is all fat and silver skin in here. And we're just going to cut that out all the way down as far as it'll let us. Now, I like doing this because that's more square inches for more rub. More rub, more flavor, more bark. So we got all the way down there. What we're going to go ahead and do is get that silver skin off though. That silver skin is not going to allow that rub to work its way through. My rub I make, and there's a lot of sugar in there. So that's going to create that bark. And there's smokiness that's going to absorb in. See, look at that. All that meat that we just exposed. This is the good part right here. That's where that good meat is right there. We're just going to keep on getting that silver skin out. Now, like I said, in competition, we'd go a lot further in depth, but this is just how I cook for the masses. Now, on that opposite side right there, on the flap, I get all that fat off of there. So I just start cutting away. Nobody wants all that fat. Look how much fat is in that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's fat for flavor, and then there's just getting a mouthful of ickiness. So there is a difference. Trust me, we're going to leave some of that fat cap on there, and there's plenty of marbling. Just cut it off. There's plenty of fat on this. But for what I'm doing, I want it off. See, this is the bad fat right here. Let's see if we can get that off. I'll show you just what I'm talking about here. So, look at that. That stuff's not going to render down. Somebody's going to get a mouthful of fat right there, and it's not going to be good. One bad review, that's all it takes. So, I'm going to keep trucking along here. Just a little bit more. But mainly, that's really the bad fat that I take off, is from right there, right above that bone. Get in that flap and get all that out. So We will take a little bit off that fat cap. Here. Get this out of there. I'll flip this over. That's not horrible, but we will trim some of that. Not much, not much. These are going to be smoked on a barrel, so we're going to have plenty of heat and flavor coming right back into those. I cook on barrels because I like the flavor better, but it's totally up to you and what you cook it on. You can cook it on a Traeger. I won't make fun of you. Actually, I probably will, but Traeger is, they're okay. I just don't like pellets. So, for the most part, we are pretty much done. Just left a little bit of fat on the back. Trimmed all that bad fat away from that flap. Now you can tell, just by doing that, how it was enclosed. All that rub that we'd put on there. Now, look how much space we opened up for more rub, more flavor. That's almost double the space. So, just one thing to keep in mind, that's how I get a lot of my extra flavor, extra bark in there. Always come in from that bone end, rip open that fat, that little flap there, and get all that silver skin off. And we could come in here and get a little bit more, but this fat will, a lot of this will render down and help everything kind of soak in. So I will get the other one ready, and then we're gonna get ready to season. See you then. All right, guys, got that second one all cleaned up here. So what I like to do when I start to season, I'm not going to inject these because it is for the masses. If we were doing competition, we'll come up with one probably maybe here in the next couple of weeks. I got a competition next weekend here. I'll show you how to prep a competition pork butt. For this one here, all we're going to do is rub it down and throw it on the smoker. I will show you what I do for my wraps and how everything turns out. But other than that, this is going to be pretty simple. Just plan for a party and cook. That's it. So my rub is homemade. I like that better. I always start on the bottom, so when I flip it over, I don't have to flip them over again. So we're going to put a generous amount on there. We're going to cover this whole thing up here. I like a lot of rub. More rub equals better bark. Like I said, mine is probably more, well, I know it is, more on the sugar side here. So it's going to give me a good bark. Downside of all of that is that the thicker your bark is, that penetration and everything on the smoke doesn't take effect, I don't think, as much, but it's only going to take smoke the first 3 hours anyways, 3 to 4 in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it's variations, what smoker you're using, how much you're putting on. I mean, there is no right way or wrong way, in my opinion, to smoke if you come out with good food. I love everybody's way of doing it. It's just I have my own. So I'll never tell anybody they're doing it wrong as long as it's good. Now, when it comes out crappy, I mean, a few tips here and there doesn't fucking hurt, but all right. Get a nice good coat on here. You can see how much I'm putting on, and it's quite a bit here. All that flavor. Get these flipped over here. Show you what I'm talking about. on this flap, you get a better understanding on why I do it. So we'll keep these closed. Get a nice little coat on. This big chunk stuff in here, it's just brown sugar. So all we're gonna do is just take your finger. I make probably 2 gallons at a time, and there's probably 4 cups of brown sugar in there. So there's a little bit of brown sugar in there. And I also put regular sugar. So, got here, press these in. All right, so what I'm talking about on this flap, I'll turn this around here. So, anyone normal that doesn't know what I'm talking about, this is how you'd prep your pork butt, just to throw on the smoker and get it ready. But remember, we went up from the bone and got that flap out. So we're gonna flip that open. Now look how much more rub that we're gonna be able to put on and add that much more flavor. Look how much more rub we got in there. More rub, more flavor. So your surface area just went up that much. Is going to create a lot more flavor to it. Get that pressed in all the way. Flip it back. And this kind of annoys me, how the rub kind of gets moved around. It just annoys me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just presentation. I don't know. But I sprinkle a little bit more on there just to make it even. So, and that's it. Smokers are heating up. We will throw these on. And we're going to stay on my barrel. We're probably going to stay 250 to 300, somewhere in there. We're going to throw these on and forget about them. I'm not even going to look at them for 4 hours. That's it. So at 4 hours, I'll take a temp, look how they look. If they're around that 165-ish and bark looks good, then I'll pull them off. We'll wrap them. I'll show you how I wrap them. We'll throw them back on for about another 2 to 3 hours. So stay with us and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're going to check this out real quick. It's been about 4 hours. We're looking pretty good, actually. All right, 160, 170 right there. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap. That one's at 150. There's 161. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap these. Get them going. All right, guys, welcome. We are getting ready to wrap our butts here. And I got some foil. This is just a half pan in here. Just makes it easier to keep everything in. So we are gonna grab our butt here. And what I like to do is actually flip it. So we got fat side up now, because I know that fat side has plenty of juices and everything in there. So now I want all the juices to be at that top side. Well, what was the top side? So, yeah. So what I do is at least half a stick of butter. Just cut up. Get that on there. Half a stick of butter. And what we're going to do is about, I'm going to say 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, maybe half a cup. It's up to you. Play around, do what you want. And then we are going to get some honey on there. Try and do at least half a cup of honey. We're gonna get this a little sweet. That honey's gonna help break down those proteins as well. So, and then we're gonna come in, put a good amount of apple juice in there. Three-quarters of a cup or so. A little extra rub, just for a little extra flavor. Now that's going to start steaming and break down that rub and mix in with that apple juice. And that's going to turn out really good. So that's why I kind of like doing it in the pan. So it's already kind of formed around there and I can just grab it and wrap. So yeah, we'll get the other one wrapped here. These will go back on for about I'll check them at 2 hours. They usually need just a hair longer. So I'll check it at 2 hours, but they'll probably go another 3 hours. So we'll check back in and see how they turn out. Thanks. Alright guys, let's see how we did on these pork butts. So they end up being about 3 hours in the smoker at about 300. Well, one was 2.5, the other one was 3. One was kind of being a butthole about it. So yeah, we got 7, almost 8 hours total on these butts. So, and me, I don't open everything, and take a look, see how we did. I got my times down and everything. I go by temp. I just stick my probe in there, see what everything is, and I've got just a regular, just ThermoPro little pen thermometer. Tells me how everything is. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh boy. Oh God. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's done. That is done. So, yeah. I think we're going to call that done. So these have been resting for 2 hours now. I just put them on the counter, wrapped up, and just resting. So it's going to absorb all that juice and everything. And I mean, it's falling apart. So I think we nailed it. I took this one up to, I think 208 on that one. Let's just check the next one, just to make sure. I think this one went up to 206 because probe wise, when I stuck that probe in, it felt really, really easy. So I went a little bit on the lower end on this one. And like I said on my briskets, that it just depends on there. You know, there could be a 5-degree difference. So we'll see how this one turns out here. Okay. Not horrible. It's clean. See how we are. Oh yeah. And then look at all those juices. Yep. I think we got it. We got it. So guys, and honestly, I tried to get to the newcomers here. You know, don't be afraid of the bigger meats. They don't take that long. Allow yourself 12 hours. Don't get me wrong. You know, you might get into a GM with the smoker and everything. It might take a little bit longer. These took about 8 hours. But if I would have let these rest, there's nothing wrong with letting these rest, wrapped up, and sitting on your counter with a couple towels over it for 4 hours. Don't get caught up. Hey, it's a big piece of meat. You know, I don't like it. Just do your own thing. Practice. And we're all going to work together in this. So, anything you want to see kind of changed, you know, any hints or anything, definitely leave a comment and everything, and we'll just get right to it. Thanks, guys.